What's a Southern girl? It's waking up before the sun rises. It's raising a farm, growing a garden, and cooking a home-cooked meal. It's loving the simple things in life like the dirt roads that lead you home. It's working hard to get what you want. It's hanging your own stands, breaking your own ground, and strategizing every little move for that one moment when everything you've worked for is standing right in front of you. Even if I fail a million times, I keep pushing myself till I'm exhausted, filthy, and about to give up. And that's when the adrenaline hits.
Oh, I'm so happy. It is freezing. It's like, what, are we at 19 degrees now out here? 15 degrees? Absolutely brutal hunt, but worked out perfect. I self-filmed it, and I'm just so happy to be tagged out. It's been just a couple of days that the season opened, and I've been hunting really hard. I actually hunted Kansas 12 days in a row before I came here, and so I was really hoping to have some luck, and we made it happen this morning.
We got this new property we called Bitter Creek, and during the previous deer season we had been seeing huge flocks of turkey all over this ground, so by the time spring rolled around I was dying to get out and hunt. My cameraman had backed out on me, so I ended up suckering Michael into coming out and filming for me this morning.
No, I dropped my scared.
Now this place is a little bit of a drive from our farm, so we had to get up really early, and I'm getting ready in the truck, doing everything I can in hopes that we can make it there before the sun comes up. We finally get here and get set up in this blind that we had put up a couple weeks before that was overlooking a cut milo field. This was a major strut zone, and we had been seeing birds here all hours of the day. We get set up in the blind and Mike starts calling. Part of the deal was if he filmed, he got to help do some of the calling. Pretty soon we spot a big group of turkeys and they are headed our way. Originally, I thought this blind was set up in a perfect spot, but my judgment was a little off on how high this milo was, and with it being so tall, this bird was going to have to come into the right spot for me to be able to even get a clean shot. We have 11 birds come in, and in the mix there's 2 really good longbeards.
This segment's been brought to you by Blackbriar, specializing in weapons manufacturing, design, and modification. Veteran owned and operated. Learn more at blackbriarnv.com. And by Zinnick.
Range 54 is located at 5725 East Kellogg Drive in Wichita, Kansas. We offer a huge selection of pistols, rifles, and shotguns. We also offer the very best in targeting systems and training facilities anywhere in the state. Our classes include a women's basic pistol class taught by women. Our mission is to develop responsible gun owners by providing ongoing training in a dynamic and safe venue. Stop by and see us today or check us out online at range54.com.
At Blackbriar, we offer the most reliable, customized firearms available. We take the time to understand your mission requirements, offer suggestions, and determine your maintenance and training needs. Blackbriar is different from other manufacturers because we don't want to just sell weapons and weapons accessories. Our commitment doesn't end after the sales transaction is complete. At Blackbriar, your mission will become our mission. Learn more at blackbriarnv.com.
This segment's brought to you by Countryside Motors in Wellington, your local Chevrolet, Hustler, and Polaris dealer. And by Mr. Heater.
I could see which birds were the toms looking through my binos, but without them and with the milo being so tall and that many birds in the field, I was having a really hard time finding him in my sight. Now, as soon as these birds get anywhere close enough for a shot, it starts raining and they head right for the timber. Once these birds get to the edge of this timber, I finally get a good look at the biggest one in the group, and he is a whopper. at this point, I know that there is no chance that I'm gonna get a shot on these birds, a clear shot on these birds. So I decided, you know what the heck? I'm gonna grab my crossbow and I'm gonna see if I can belly crawl my way closer to these birds. I knew the odds of this working were slim, very slim, but I was gonna give it a shot. This bird was just hanging out back in the timber, and at this point I knew this was my only option. Once I get to where I'm about 30 yards from these birds, I still cannot see the beards on them. Between looking through the Milo and trying to crawl with a crossbow, which there's nothing easy about, I was having a really hard time, and I knew I was just gonna have to keep trying to inch my way closer. The rain had finally started to let up, and suddenly half these birds decide they're gonna head back out into the field the opposite direction of where I'm headed. But there's still a strutter hanging out along the edge of this timber, so I just keep making my way towards him. I decide to lift my glass up in the air and see if I can get a good look at this bird, and suddenly they know something's not right and they dart for the timber. I knew at this point that these birds were gone. That's why they call it hunting and not killing, and we were just gonna have to get back out there and try again.
This segment's brought to you by Evolution Outdoor. Learn more at evolutionoutdoordesign.com and by Nose Jammer.
Come on out to the country. Countryside Motors in Wellington. We're the largest Chevy, Buick, Polaris, and Hustler dealer in the area. Come on out to the country for low pressure and low prices. Check out our inventory online at countrysidemotors.net. We've got it all. Cars, trucks, and SUVs, new and used, ATVs, side-by-sides, and industry-leading Hustler mowers. We also offer certified service for all brands we carry. Come on out to the country. Countryside Motors in Wellington.
We buy used sports equipment. Right now, we'll pick up your exercise equipment and pay you on the spot. We're buying treadmills, ellipticals. We're buying stationary bikes and weights. Call us now at 729-0300 for a quote. We'll come to you, pick it up, and pay you right on the spot. Play It Again Sports at the corner of Central and Tyler.
Play it again, sports!
This segment has been brought to you by Tall Tines Taxidermy and by Bow Dagger, standing up for your bow.
Now, the next morning I had talked one of the girls into coming out and hunting with me, which doesn't happen too often, but she was wanting to gain some experience behind the camera and had never turkey hunted before, so I said, come on, let's go. Our morning started out just as you would expect it would.
See if we can gun it over there. I can't believe how late it is. But the good thing with turkey is they move all day. You got antlers yet? Oh, that deer's starting to get it. Those both are bucks, like little bucks, I think.
Now, the weather during spring turkey season never seems to cooperate, and this year was no exception. It had started raining the day before, it had rained all throughout the night and into the morning, and the roads around us were just an absolute muddy mess. You know, a lot of the spots we hunt are almost impossible to get to when it's this muddy, but me, being the stubborn woman that I am, decided I'm not gonna let it hold me back. I'm getting out to that blind, and I was just hoping that I didn't bury my truck in mud that day. The turkey we had seen the day before was definitely worth getting muddy for. The field was a muddy mess, but I made it to the blind, I got my decoys out and started calling. Now, I had set the decoy up on the opposite side of the blind this time in hopes that being in this milo, I was going to be able to get a better shot. But this bird was still going to have to come in and he was still going to have to get to a certain spot before I could let an arrow fly. Now, after I had made the shot, I wasn't real sure where I had hit the bird, but we went back, watched the footage, and after reviewing it, it looked like a good shot. So at this point, now it's just time to go find that bird. Now, I didn't have a clue about tracking a bird. I'd always hunted with shotguns, so my initial instinct was go look for your arrow. and I didn't find the arrow. So I decided, you know what, I saw exactly where he flew into the trees at. Let's just head that way in hopes that we can come across this bird. Right away, we ended up finding some blood, so we just needed to follow this blood trail in hopes that it would lead us right to this bird.
This segment has been brought to you by Mr. Heater and by Carbon Express Arrows.
Come on out to the country. Countryside Motors in Wellington. We're the largest Chevy, Buick, Polaris, and Hustler dealer in the area. Come on out to the country for low pressure and low prices. Check out our inventory online at countrysidemotors.net. We've got it all. Cars, trucks, and SUVs, new and used, ATVs, side-by-sides, and industry-leading Hustler mowers. We also offer certified service for all brands we carry. Come on out to the country. Countryside Motors in Wellington.
Range 54 is located at 5725 East Kellogg Drive in Wichita, Kansas. We offer a huge selection of pistols, rifles, and shotguns. We also offer the very best in targeting systems and training facilities anywhere in the state. Our classes include a women's basic pistol class taught by women. Our mission is to develop responsible gun owners by providing ongoing training in a dynamic and safe venue. Stop by and see us today or check us out online at range54.com.
This segment is brought to you by Vanguard. Cutting-edge products made for your hunt. And by Muck Boot Company.
We thought we had spotted the bird, but we weren't for sure, so we had to cross through this wash to get to the other side so that we could get a better view.
We just found our turkey, first turkey with a bow, and I've got my girl Brittany out here. This is awesome.
where things got crazy. I'm so pumped to find this bird that it took me a minute to realize that he wasn't dead yet. And it also took me a minute to realize that I had left my arrows back in the blind. I make it back with my arrows, get my crossbow cocked, finally take another shot, and this bird's still flopping.
Because I want to die. It's like the turkey that won't. He's got like 2 ribs.
At this point, I'm wondering if I'm gonna have to fight this turkey.
Right down from this tree. Calm down. Hey, put yourself in a bind now, buddy.
We finally get the job done, and now we gotta get this turkey loaded up so we can get back. It was starting to get so hot out, I just wanted to get out of this camo.
We were about 15 minutes away from leaving our blind this morning because we didn't think we were gonna have any luck, and we finally heard a gobble. He sounded kind of far, but as we worked this time, he got closer and closer, and finally we saw his head pop up out in this milo field. And after he strutted around for a while, I had a hard time getting a shot on him. I mean, he was in this tall milo, and I just didn't want to take a shot that I didn't feel was gonna be a good shot. So finally, he stuck his head up and I was able to make a shot, and he took off into the woods, and didn't take us too long to find him. It was a pretty exciting morning.
We make it back to the cabin, and I realize this bird is an absolute stud. He had not 1, not 2, but 3 beards. This was my first triple bearded turkey, and I was so stoked. This bird was definitely a mounter.